The purpose of this checkout is twofold. First, it provides you with 7 videos that are pointing out structures. That is a great way to learn the bones, the muscles. A lot of the structures in anatomy is just pointing them out or have someone point them out to you. Second, it lets me go back and show you what is hard. So, to begin, I'm going to open up the brain. And I'm going to zoom in. This right here is the ethmoid bone, and that's the cerebriform plate right there. A nerve sits on it, and that nerve actually goes into your nasal cavity, and you use that nerve to smell. Now, moving on. Oopsie, too far. Let's hide that again. This right here is the sella turcica. It looks like a saddle. So if I turn it that way, it looks just like a saddle. And that is what its name means. It means Turkish saddle. And I am not going in order. I just knew it was there, so it was very convenient. So we're going to hide the other parietal bone, and we are going to twist it a little bit. Now, this is highlighting all the foramen. That is one humongous comment. Somebody just said all the canals. And I agree, there's lots of holes. Hopefully, you've stuck pipe cleaners through some of them. And on the test, I'll stick a pipe cleaner through the foramen. So, again, we're looking forward. These foramen right here are the red ones right here, are the optic canals. And somebody put the canals are hard, and you could put foramen if you want, but the optic canals are in the sphenoid bone. And if I turn it a little bit, that green is the superior orbital fissure, and that blue is the foramen rotundum. I'm shocked nobody put foramen rotundum. Moving back, and I always find the sella turcica. That is the foramen, that blue is the foramen ovale. That red is the foramen spinosum. So it is hiding in there. So we have optic canal, foramen rotundum, spinosum, and ovale and spinosum. So zooming out, there is the internal acoustic meatus, and its name implies that is inside because somebody was confused internal acoustic meatus versus external, which it is not letting me rotate to right now. So, other internal structures, the jugular foramen are right there. They're the red ones. So those are the 2 jugular foramen, and I'll show you on the bottom too. And we have the carotid canal, which I actually have to rotate. And the carotid canal is coming out where that green is right there. That, if I actually click on it, it will be the foramen lucernum. There is actually where the carotid canal is coming up. So let's hide that bone. You guys thought it was boring, so there's the carotid canal right there coming in. And somebody called the poor hypoglossal canal. So you guys are 1000% right. All of these holes are very hard to find. Someone even just put the sphenoid because of all the canals. So from the bottom, they're not quite as hard, so we're looking from the back. And so here's the sphenoid bone right here. Here is the occipital bone. This is the temporal bone. So this opening right here, again, is the foramen spinosum. This opening is the foramen ovale. And again, on the test, I'll probably, if I use one of these, it will be one of the solid skulls that doesn't fall apart. and I'll stick pipe cleaners through. This right here is the carotid canal, the blue there, and it goes actually in through this bone. There's the lucernum, which we're not learning, and that's why it was really difficult. It doesn't go through on any of those bones that you were looking at. The blown apart skull, it does go through. And then lastly, the jugular foramen from this view. If I can bring it over here. Here, jugular foramen. There it goes. It's right here where the occipital bone meets the temporal bone, so that's the temporal. That's the occipital, so it's right there where the two bones meet. So, I was actually laughing. Somebody said the parietal because you forget about it. Other people said it was easy because it's just there. Well, it's very funny. Thank you for making me laugh. But on this side, the hard part. I got zygomatic bone and the 20 zygomatic processes. This is the zygomatic bone. And, oops, it has temporal processes touching the temporal bone, frontal processes touching the frontal bone, and, oopsie, we have maxillary processes touching the maxillary bone. So the processes are named for what they touch. So the maxilla is the one that has the zygomatic process. We have a very uncooperative program. Right here, we have the zygomatic process of the temporal bone. And right there, it's not letting me select for a color. There we go. That is the zygomatic process of the frontal bone. And actually, this is an origin or an insertion. What color is it? So that is what that actually is for landmarks. Okay, you guys did not like the inside of the nasal cavity, and I don't blame you one bit. So the nasal bones are tiny. Two little bones, remember, they do not have a sinus. Goodbye, nasal bones. That looks like it hurts right there, this nice little... Now, this is the ethmoid bone. This is the middle nasal concha, and the perpendicular plate is right there in the middle of it. That makes this the inferior nasal concha bone. So see, turning it to the side. And that right there, my class, is the vomer, which a couple of you put flat, boring, and it's hiding too on top of that. Lastly, the palatine bone, which counts as a hiding bone inside the nasal cavity. So, again, scary mode. This right here is the palatine bone. This is the palatine process of the maxilla. This is the palatine bone. I'd probably show you from this view of it. I mean, it's back here. It's hard to tell from back there. It actually goes into the nasal cavity. So maybe on the blown apart skull I'd do that, but I'd ask probably from down here, and you could tell where it is because of that ridge. So those are the hard landmarks, and this video, which was supposed to be 2 minutes long, is now 8 minutes long because I put both classes. So watch all the other videos. It'll really help you for the test because people are pointing out the landmarks, and you can see what they found hard and easy and boring, and study from that. Thank you.